Hello, and thank you for tuning in to Grapple Games TV. We've got another exciting match for you today of Magic. This is Josh Fozzard, and with us we've got our back-to-back champion, Derek Billadeau.
How's it going?
Hey, Derek. All right. So we've got Derek here in the final match of our Sunday Magic. You are playing Nathaniel Evans.
Yeah, he's running Rakdos Black-Red, and I'm running the White Weenie that I played last week.
All right, so we've got two fast aggro decks. I just want to kill you before you can even maybe turn 3, turn 4, somewhere around there. So.
Basically, yeah, that's pretty much the way these games went.
All right, so Derek leads off with the Soldier of the Pantheon.
That's my number one drop against him if I can do it.
Yep. Not only allow you to get through some of his blockers like the Rakdos Cackler, but also gain a little bit of life along the way.
Right.
So Nathaniel brings in the Cackler Unleashed. I don't think either one of you plan to do much blocking.
Nope.
And the Mutavault plus a Boros Elite.
Yeah, this is actually a slow start for me. Because now it's going to go into turn 3. It's going to be Mutavault, Boros, and Pantheon.
Yeah, the Mutavault's very important, especially when you're wanting to trigger that battalion on the Boros Elite to get him in with 3/3.
And he's got a lot of removal in his deck, so I don't know exactly what he's going to do. He drops the throw kill. He keeps unleashing everything, though, which I'm quite happy about.
Yeah, the less blockers you have to worry about.
Right.
So Nathaniel swings in for 2 with the Rakdos Cackler. You'd already gained 1 life with the from the Soldier.
Yep.
Temple of Triumph. Scrying. Didn't like what you saw, so you placed it on the bottom.
Yeah,
or
I'm
did you
still
keep it on
trying to
top?
get a consistent mana base with this deck. It's really hard, though. I don't know what else I can do as far as I don't like the Scry lands in it so much. The shock lands I don't mind, so if I can come up, I'm thinking about putting in different red shocks, just so I have it there. I'm trying to figure out, I think I got an Arrestor in my hand, but I think I just swing in.
Activating Mutavault, triggering Battalion. And with everything unleashed on his side, there's nothing he can do. So he takes a total of 7.
Mm-hmm.
Down to 11. Mogus is a Marauder.
Yeah.
So he gives haste and intimidate to equal to your devotion to black. But you didn't have any blockers anyway,
right,
so.
Which I guess is a good thing that I just swung in general, because, yeah, I couldn't have blocked anything anyway. I'm about to start holding my hand out a little bit. See a Reckoner. I got a Pain Land here.
So Sacred Foundry comes in tapped.
This is going to be an elite. Or, I'm sorry, a medic.
Oh, Frontline Medic. Another great card in your deck that his battalion triggers and gives everything indestructible. No, you didn't. You chose not to swing in that time.
Right, because basically I can stand back and block this time unless he has another Marauder, which I kind of feel like if he has another Marauder, I'm dead anyway. So I want to stand back and swing, and then next turn give all my guys indestructible.
You can block his Cackler without taking anything.
Right. Name drops a mountain. I'm very not happy about this because I'm thinking something bad's coming, and I was correct.
Excava Rakdos Blood Witch. First strike, haste, and she can be unleashed, which looks like he is doing.
Yes.
But I did gain a life off that. And I believe he chose not to swing. If he doesn't swing, then I've got pretty good board presence. But if he swung into that, I would block with the Pantheon, and then I'd probably end up taking the rest. So I would take 7 at that point, or 6.
Yeah, that's not for a few more hours.
Oh, he does swing. Okay.
Looks like he's swinging with everything, maybe everything.
Oh no, this is where he swings with everything but the Marauder, and I don't understand why he did that. Because I remember now I've got lethal on board next turn because I can drop a Johnny.
So you could.
And he didn't swing with that, and I was kind of confused by that.
Blocking his Cackler with the Soldier.
Right.
You're able to
Basically
kill
to
it without
kill it.
taking any damage.
Yeah. Because he's tapped out, so I know I'm not lethal this turn, and I'm pretty much sure I've got him, but this was a very tricky game. It came down to the last turn, neck and neck, whoever was going to swing and who wasn't going to, and it was close.
Yeah, you always run the risk of overextending yourself and then getting killed on the backswing.
Which we learned about last week, which I wasn't doing that again this week.
All right, so it looks like you're down to 8.
He's counting up my damage, but he did forget the Mutavault sitting back there.
Yeah, Mutavault's a sneaky little guy.
Yep.
Comes out of nowhere.
Plus, if I'm not mistaken, I look awful happy over here. Either I got a Boros Charm in my hand. I know I have a Johnny in my hand. And I did have the
So you
other
play a
land.
second Mutavault. So you could activate your Mutavault, swinging and everything. And playing a Johnny, is that what you're... Playing a Johnny, give your Boros Elite or Frontline Medic double strike. It's
Right,
6.
that would be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. See, he's dead on board if he would have attacked with the Marauder also, but he didn't. So I'm really confused at this point of why he didn't attack with that. And it actually ended up stopping me. I think we ended up going one more turn if I'm not mistaken. That's what I'm counting out right now. I'm counting out the damage, and it's like, all right, if I lay a Johnny and I do the double strike thing and I attack with everything, then he doesn't block. He's dead. If he does block, then on the swing back, I could be dead depending on what he's got in his hand.
Right.
It was scary.
So I can't quite see your hand, but you having a Johnny, maybe a Boros Charm, maybe a Boros Reckoner.
I know I have a Boros Reckoner in my hand, and I have a Johnny. What do I have? Move your hand, Derek.
Yeah, you definitely want to make sure this calculation's right. Otherwise,
Right.
like you said, you could be dead on the backswing.
Yeah, and I'd already been told if I lost this match that Nathaniel was going to do the commentary, and it was not going to be pretty.
Yeah, one of these days he's doing quite well in at least 2 tournaments I know of.
Yeah, he got second, he would have got second in this one, and then he got second last week too, or third last week. So yeah, his dad made him a good deck, and he's learned how to play it pretty good.
Yeah, he's doing quite well. He's, I think, 11 years old or so.
Yeah. Okay. There's the Boros.
Boros Reckoner. So he'll be able to stay back on defense, and that's tough to swing into, especially when...
Right, and I think that's what I'm doing at this point. I'm adding up the math. If he
chose not to swing with Mutavaults.
Right, because I got another Mutavault to block with, plus I've got Boros. So
Ah.
I think if I remember correctly, if I asked you, actually at this point, I needed a judge because I needed to know if Boros' trigger went on the stack and he died before I would die if I took lethal, or if I took lethal and then Boros took lethal. So yeah, but he takes it and goes to 3, and then he basically. I remember now. It's exactly why I did it, because he runs madcap skills. So I needed 2 creatures in order to block.
So he brings out another Cackler. Unleashed.
Yeah.
And you gain a life from your soldier.
Right. And then he madcap skills. Yeah.
Nice.
And that's why I kept the Mutavault and the well, I had to keep Boros back, but that's why I kept the Mutavault back.
So if you block with Boris Rekner, you're just going to redirect the damage to him. And
Correct. And that's what happens.
So activating Mutavault and double blocking Exava.
Right. And I take, 4 and redirect a lot.
Yep. Redirect the damage on the Rekner to Nathaniel, who only had 3 life left anyways.
Yeah.
So we're moving on to game 2. Yeah, it was definitely pretty close where your when your life gets down to 4.
Right. If I would have actually swung with the Mutavault, he would have been at 1 instead of 3, and I would have been dead because I couldn't block his madcap skills, and that's exactly what I was playing around.
Mm-hmm.
And come to find out, he actually drew the madcap skills that turn. He didn't have it in his hand.
So what cards do you side in for a matchup like this?
Oh, let's see. I put in Banisher Priest. I put in Act of Treason, just for some fun. And I believe that's it. I only boarded 4, if I remember correctly.
Do you run 4 Rekners or?
I just have 2 in the main. I don't have any in the sides.
Okay.
Because I know Electrickery wouldn't have been that good against him, so I didn't put that in. It would have took out some of it, his Jester or whatever, or something like that, but a 1-for-1's not good enough.
Yeah, a lot of the Rakdos haste guys come out swinging.
Right.
All right, so we'll go ahead and fast forward to game 2, and unfortunately our camera had some problems and cut off at the end of the match, so we'll miss a little bit of the end of the match. We'll miss the end of the match, but obviously we know who took that one. All right, so let's go to game 2. All right, looks like you guys are all shuffled up and ready for game 2. Nathaniel will be on the play, dropping a swamp.
Yeah, this game was kind of strange to me because, I went first turn Soldier of Pantheon again, and he goes second turn, and then basically ends up eating all my creatures away. There's nothing I could do for 3 turns. He had nothing but removal in his hand apparently, because he decides to Doomblade this one.
All right, so he Doomblades your Pantheon.
Mm-hmm.
Slows you down, but without any threats on the board for himself.
Right. Then I shock in the land, and I put my Precinct Captain into play. And I'm thinking, all right, you know what? He had a Doomblade. No big deal. Okay. Third turn, he's going to untap, draw, and he Doomblades it again. He's stuck at 2 land, which I'm quite happy about, but he's got all these
second Doomblade,
all these removal spells in his hand. It's like,
I wonder if that's what he sided in, is some removal to.
And then I actually top deck another Soldier of Pantheon, so
another Precinct Captain.
Another Precinct Captain. So I was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, at least if you can connect once, start generating those soldiers.
Right.
All right, he brings out the Spike Jester, 3/1 with haste, and does not swing.
Yeah, not really worried about that at all.
Yeah, it doesn't want to swing into your first striking captain. And Azorius Arrestor.
Yep.
Arrest his Spike
Arrested
Jester.
It, swinging with the Precinct. Make my token. We're getting online here. I'm still stuck at 2 land, though, which I'm not happy about.
Yeah, the nice thing about those decks, they can do quite a bit with only a couple of lands.
Mm-hmm. I'm going, what is he doing now? Is he going to kill something else?
Nathaniel taking a look at the arrestor, probably checking to see how long this guy's tamed. Or does he have a third Doom Blade?
Who knows? I mean, he had Doom Blades, he had Lightning Strike. I think he Lightning Strikes. Yeah, he does. He Lightning Strikes my Precinct Captain. It's like...
Yeah, that's probably a good move.
I told him he can't attack with that yet because of the arrestor.
Yep.
Alright, I'm seeing that we've got...
Play the Dryad Militant, swinging with the arrestor and your soldier token.
Yeah, see, I got a Boros Charm in my hand.
So it looks like he was
going to block the token, thinking that I was explaining to him that his guy's going to die, so if he wants to block something, you might as well block the 2. Because it's going to die regardless. So yeah, we basically swapped there, and I'm okay with that. Basically, at this point, the only damage I've taken is the damage that I've caused myself, which you would usually be in a pretty good state at that point, but I'm still kind of worried because he's playing all this removal.
looks like he's got a Freakus Cure there in his hand. Which is another,
but he
another
doesn't have
removal.
double black mana. I remember him saying that after the game. He said, yeah, I've got the Freakus Cure in my hand, but I don't have double black.
Another Lightning Strike.
I think so. Yeah.
Yep. Takes out the Dryad Militant. So a lone soldier token on the field. Play a Temple of Triumph Scrying.
Yeah, it's my third land, and of course it had to be a scry land, which I can't use right now. Go ahead, Jim.
And a Zethrid Necromancer. Whenever he dies or another human dies.
And I actually Boros Charm him in response. I remember now, I have 2 Boros Charms in my hand, so that was one of them.
So you just Boros Charm to get the use up your mana and take 4 damage off the top. Then Banisher Priest takes.
Swing 1 with that big bad token.
You'll get there eventually.
Yeah, that's exactly what I told him too. I said that token's doing work. Like, if you want to lightning strike a token, by all means, you go ahead.
And Mogus Marauder. Now he just decide if he wants to swing with it, get 2 damage in, or keep it back to block your token.
Okay, I know I have a Brave the Elements in my hand. I know I have a Boros.
Frontline Medic.
Apparently I have a Frontline Medic too.
That'll be nice next turn, swing in with everything.
Yeah, it's basically pass the turn, see what he's going to do, and then...
Really helps with Banisher Priest, because usually she comes out, banishes something, and never swings again.
Right.
With risk of being killed. But Frontline Medic, she can swing away and be indestructible.
Yep. I'm actually curious to see what happens with this deck tomorrow, because I actually made some changes to it. I took the arresters out and put the Imposing Sovereign in its place.
Okay. Yeah, I like the Imposing Sovereign. All right, that's where our camera. Apparently, the camera only records 30 minutes and then stops. So we've got to keep an eye on that next time.
Okay.
Well, once again, thanks for tuning in to Grapple Games TV, and we'll see you next week with another couple games.
All right, thank you.
Thanks a lot.